Okay, students, last class we have discussed about the fiber to fabric. In that animal fiber, we discussed about the wool. Wool is also a fiber of animal fiber. So in this class, we are going to discuss about the animal fiber. In that, silk and life history of silk from moth, from cocoon to silk. So this is the process how we are going to convert this from cocoon to silk. That we are how we are going to extract the silk from the cocoon. Their methods or steps here we are going to discuss. So first thing, silk. So in my first class I have defined the term sericulture. The rearing of silk moth is called sericulture. It means we are rearing, we are getting the silk from the silk moth. That is we call it as a sericulture. So silk was developed in China about 5000 years ago. So around 5000 years ago only the silk was first developed in the China. So in our country India, around 1700 years ago the silk came to our India. So here next thing, life history of silk moth. So life history of silk moth. In life cycle of silk moth there are four important stages. So in the cycle of the silk moth, four important stages, that is egg, caterpillar, that is larva, pupa and adult. These are the four important stages of the silk moth. Which are the important stages of the silk moth? That is egg, caterpillar, then we call it as a larva, pupa and adult. These are the four important stages. So here what happens? The female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs on the mulberry leaves. So on the leaves of mulberry plant, the female silk moth lays. It means it gives hundreds of eggs on the mulberry leaves. So the larva that is attached out in 3 to 5 days are called caterpillars. So after 3 to 5 days, whatever may be the egg that hatch on the leaves, those will become a caterpillar. The caterpillar feed themselves on the cut mulberry leaves. So the whatever may be the caterpillar that lay on the mulberry leaves, that feed themselves on the mulberry leaves and grow fast. Their development is fast. When the caterpillar is ready, that is ready in 5 to 6 weeks. When the caterpillar is ready to enter the pupal stage, when caterpillar is ready to enter the pupal stage, it stops feeding. So what happens? Here the caterpillar feed themselves on the mulberry leaves. When it is entering to the pupal stage, it stop feeding on them, and their salivary gland starts stretching a sticky fluid. So when it stops feeding on themselves, then the salivary gland of the caterpillar starts stretching a sticky fluid. So that fluid that gives a fluid. So when this fluid is exposed to air, what happens when this fluid is exposed to air and forms the thread of silk? The fluid that salivary gland leaves, that fluid exposed to the air, then it forms a thread of silk. This thread gets wrapped around their body to form a cocoon. So the thread that produced by the caterpillar in the pupal stage, so that is wrapped around their body, and that we call it as a cocoon. At this stage, the caterpillar becomes pupa. So at this stage, the caterpillar becomes a pupa. At the end of pupal stage, the silk moth cuts open the cocoon and the young moth flies. So when at the end of the pupal stage, the silk moth cuts, it means it opens the cocoon and the young moth flies. So this is the life history of the silk moth. Okay children, see here the life cycle of silk moth. So see here first, here what? The silkworm that hatching the eggs on the mulberry, that hatching the eggs. So those eggs hatched in 3 to 5 days. So after that the eggs mold in 2 to 3 days, or else 4 to 5 days, then 4 days. At the end 6 to 8 days the final mold will come out and whip silkworm. After that stage, the spinning of silk filament then it is going continuously. So this spinning of silk filament becomes the cocoon. So this cocoon, when we break or when it cut, it is known as pupa stage. So after 10 to 12 days, this cocoon emerges. That the worm or the fly in the cocoon that emerges and mating into a butterfly. So this butterfly, after that, also this butterfly also lays eggs on the same mulberry leaves. So that eggs again, this is a that eggs again hatched, then again it becomes mold. This is a continuous life cycle of the silk moth. Next thing is from cocoon to silk. So here some of the steps. So from the steps, how we are going to get the silk from the cocoon. So first step is eggs of silk moth are stored carefully on the strips of cloth or paper and sold to the silk moth for farmer. So here we are going to store the eggs of the silk moth. So those are sold to the farmer, right? So those stored eggs are kept in a strip of cloth or a paper. So this is the first step to get from cocoon to silk. So second step is the eggs are kept in hygienic condition. So it means under normal pressure and humidity. So these eggs are kept in the hygienic condition by the farmers for their growth. So third step is the silk moth caterpillars are kept in bamboo tray and feed on the mulberry leaves. So what happens when we kept these moth in the hygienic conditions? At that time the silk moth eat themselves. That means they feed on themselves and they become caterpillar. So those caterpillars are kept inside the bamboo trays, right? So fourth step is when the caterpillar stops eating. So when it stops feeding on themselves, so these are shifted to the bamboo chamber. So when these stop eating themselves, feeding themselves, so these are shifted to the bamboo chamber. So inside the cocoon, the pupa is continuous is growing. So inside that cocoon, the pupa is continuous in growth. So in the stage 4. So in step 5, at the end of the pupal stage, the moth cuts the cocoon and flies out. So at the end of the pupal stage, now only I told you that in the life cycle, at the end of pupal stage, what happens? The cocoon will break, the insect present or the moth present in the cocoon, that will break the cocoon and flies out. Next sixth step is the cocoons are sorted according to their color, size, shape and texture. So depending on these characteristics, the cocoons are separated. It means sorted according to their color, size, shape and texture. So in the seventh step, the sorted, it means the collected cocoons are immersed in the boiling water to kill the insect present in the cocoon. So if we are not going to immerse these cocoons in the boiling water, whatever the insect present, that is the moth present in the cocoon, that eat the cocoon, and we will not, if we are unable to get the silk. So in the seventh stage, the sorted cocoons are immersed in the boiling water to kill the insect present in the cocoon. So from cocoon to silk. So next step is eighth step. So here eighth step where we are going to do the cocoons are given a series of hot and cold immersion. So that means we are going to give a series several times immersion of hot and cold water. So this makes the silk gum soft. So when we give the hot and cold immersion to the cocoons, so that makes the silk soft. So this is the step 8. In the step 9, the silk filament are separated from the cocoon. So after that, when we give the hot and cold immersion, then we are going to separate the filament from the silk from the cocoon. So this process is called reeling of silk. So from the filament we are going to separate the silk. So that process we call it as a reeling of silk. The resulting fiber is known as raw silk. So after getting the silk from the cocoon, so that silk we call it as a raw silk. So it can be dyed into various color. So whatever may be color we want, that we can dye into that color. So this is the ninth step. There we are going to get the various color of silk by dyeing the raw silk into the dyed colors. So in this step 10, the silk fibers are spun to get thread. So we are going to make them yarn and make them spun to get the threads of the silk. So the silk threads are woven to get silk moth. So the silk threads we get, that is woven to get a silk moth. So next last thing is uses of silk. Silk fibers are used for weaving silk cloths. So these silk cloths are expensive materials. So these are the expensive things. Where we are going to use the silk fiber. So in this class we learn about the animal fiber. In animal fiber that we have discussed the silk and the life history of silk moth and how we are getting the silk from the cocoon of the silk. Then the origin of silk also we have discussed where it has been originated. So these are the 10 steps. From these steps we are going to convert, where we will extract the silk from the cocoon. I hope you understood these steps. For further more detail, refer page number 32 and 33 for the for cocoon to silk. Thank you guys. Hope you have a nice day.